Hey everyone, so you're looking for a dog trainer in New Jersey. That's a huge step. And today we're going to walk through how to find a really great one. Let's make sure you have all the info you need to make the best choice for you and your dog. You know, New Jersey has so much to offer our dogs, from hiking trails up north to all the parks and beaches down south. Getting the right training is all about making sure your dog can be a happy, confident part of everything the Garden State has to offer.
All right, so first things first, we have to think about where you actually live in Jersey. The training your dog needs is going to be pretty different if you're in a busy city versus a quiet suburb.
And this is really the core of it, right? Are you trying to navigate a packed boardwalk at the shore on a summer day? Or is your biggest challenge just getting your dog to ignore the squirrels at the local park? A good trainer gets that. They'll understand your specific world and what you're dealing with day to day.
So before you even start looking for a trainer, let's figure out what you actually want to accomplish. If you don't know what the goal is, it's pretty hard to find the right person to help you get there.
So, what's the main thing on your mind? Are you just looking for good, solid family dog manners? Or are you bringing home a new puppy and need to start from scratch? Maybe it's something more specific, like your dog gets really anxious when you leave or it gets reactive on walks. Pinpointing your number one goal is going to make your search so much easier. And once you know what you're working on, you can think about how you want to do it. You know, in-home training can be amazing for things that happen right in your house, like jumping on guests. Group classes, they're fantastic for learning to focus around distractions. And then you have things like board and train, which can give you a real head start if you're feeling overwhelmed.
Okay, so you know your goals, you've thought about the format, now it's time to actually find the right person. And this is where we really need to pay attention to a trainer's methods and their qualifications.
You're going to hear this term a lot, and for good reason. Positive reinforcement is basically the modern gold standard. And it's not just about tossing treats around. It's about building a dog who wants to learn and work with you, because good things happen. It's effective, it's humane, and frankly, it just makes for a happier dog and a stronger bond. Now here's something you should know. New Jersey doesn't require any kind of license for dog trainers. So these certifications, they're your best bet for finding a true professional. Seeing letters like CPD-TK after a trainer's name tells you they've passed rigorous exams and are committed to staying up to date on the best science-backed methods. So here's your game plan, broken down into 3 simple steps. First, look for those credentials we just talked about. Second, have some good questions ready to ask. And third, trust your gut. You need to feel like it's a good fit for both you and your dog. And if you only ask one question, make it this one. A great trainer isn't going to pull a one-size-fits-all plan out of a book. They're going to ask you about your dog, your routine, your neighborhood, and your goals, and then build a plan that's actually designed for your life. All right, let's talk about money. It's an investment for sure. Knowing the typical costs here in New Jersey will help you budget and know if you're looking at a fair price. So this gives you a pretty good ballpark for 2025. As you can see, group classes are usually the most affordable way to get started. Private lessons are in the middle, and then board and train programs are definitely a much bigger financial commitment, but they are also much more intensive. And of course, where you live in Jersey makes a difference. Just like everything else, you can pretty much expect to pay more in the counties closer to New York City. Prices tend to be a bit lower as you head down into South Jersey or into the more rural parts of the state. You know, training isn't just about what happens in your house. It's also about being a good neighbor and fitting into your community. And that means knowing some of the basic rules for dogs in New Jersey. It's helpful to think of it in 2 buckets. The stuff on the left applies to everyone, everywhere in the state. Rabies shots and licensing are non-negotiable. But the rules on the right, that's where it gets local. Leash laws, rules for parks, those can change from one town to the very next. So it's always smart to check what your specific town's rules are. And that's where good training really comes in handy. I mean, if your dog has a great recall or walks nicely on a leash, it's so much easier to follow those local rules and just be a good canine citizen, whether you're at a brewery, a park, or just walking down your street. At the end of the day, all this work is about making your life together better. Good training makes every walk less stressful, every trip to the beach more enjoyable, and every night at home just a little more peaceful. So, happy training.